Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today we are going to have a look at the brand new FlightSimStudio's Embraer E190 Freighter. Now the Freighter is a little bit of a special thing here, in that the real aircraft has just about made its first flight in April 2024, if I'm not completely mistaken. So the real aircraft is just about still under construction. The first one, however, is going to go out to a US leasing company and will most likely be leased to a company in Kenya, and therefore we are currently standing in Nairobi and we're going to fly down to Kilimanjaro. Now, we're going to have a quick look at the outside model, see what has changed, and then we're going to have a look inside and see what has changed there as well. I can tell you that much, according to the changelogs, there is quite a bit of progress and they have done quite a bit of implementation of new systems. We're still waiting for the custom FMS, but there is more logic going into it every day. So, well, let's see how far advanced the FlightSimStudio Embraer is now that we're about a year and a half into the early access release cycle. Alright, before starting with our look at the systems, let's have a look at the outside model though. Obviously with the Freighter, this is a passenger to a freighter conversion, by the way, worth mentioning that. The most obvious thing is obviously the cargo door that we see implemented over here. Looks like there is quite a bit of detail going in there. I haven't seen the real one though, so I cannot really comment on how realistic what we see really is. But all I can say is that the model does look pretty good, and keep in mind that not a single real one has seen actual cargo service yet. That is planned for late 2024. I would say the fact that this is quite a clean model actually does make a lot of sense. Likewise, looking into the interior of the plane as well, we do see all the specialties needed for cargo operation down here. And well, overall, in my opinion, a good and clean, which for this current state of the aircraft is very correct, model of the airplane. Apart from that, we have our standard outside model of the Embraer 190. I do think they added quite a bit of detail ever since the first release though, so this is looking quite good by now. Also, just worth having a look at some of the covers and probes that we have up here, and also worth having a look at the nose wheel, which is, well, an okay level of quality, even though as soon as you have a look inside the actual wheel well, things do start getting a little ugly, with things like the connector of the ground power unit just, hanging around here. Okay, well, going to the other side then, we have two more cargo spaces in this aircraft, and those are the holes in the lower deck. I do believe those are identical to the passenger version of the aircraft, so not all that much to look into here. Finally, we do still have our coverings in place on the pitos and the engines because, well, this is Africa. I am not too keen on getting animals in any of the hatches where they are not supposed to be. A couple of rivets in front of the hold here, it seems. Apart from that, though, standard aft cargo hold. Overall, the airplane is planned to have a capacity of 13 tons of cargo, and is supposed to aim for the 600 to 1,400 nautical mile segment, where it is mostly designed to replace existing turboprop aircraft. Now, this means that the aircraft is mostly going to replace things like the ATR freighters and stuff like that, and obviously is going to be much faster, while at the same time having an operating cost that is about 30% less than comparable freighters. I do believe they mostly refer to the Boeing 737 freighter or maybe the A320 freighter over here. Alright, so this is what the airplane looks like from the outside. Let's now go inside and have a look at some of the changes we have over here. Overall, I do believe that the model has changed a little bit again since we checked it last time. They did add a little bit of level of detailing here, especially when I just look at the overhead panel here. There is certainly a little more detail in there. It just, looks a little bit more realistic if you ask me. We also have our first officer in the cockpit now, and seeing that this is the Embraer 190, we do also have the heads-up display available in here. But more on that particular piece of equipment later. So the version we are doing this video with is build number 7021, version 29, from the 27th of May, and for the record I'm recording this on the 1st of June, so it is the latest version available at the moment, and it is also the initial release version of the Embraer Freighter. Now, before we set anything up, let's quickly go into the electronic flight pack over here. So we can remove the safety pins, we can remove the engine covers, and we can remove the cones. We're going to stick around with the ground power unit for now, and I think we can already start closing the outside door. Quite a nice sound effect there when closing the cargo door. Let's listen to that. What's also quite nice, in the cockpit you don't really hear that, but when you go outside, well, you can hear it from the cabin. Was kind of hoping to be able to open the cockpit door here for you, but we'll do that later on. When the plane has power, then the door does open. I did check that. Alright, and that is what it sounds like. We'll have a little bit more detailed look at the cabin once we are in flight, making our way down to Kilimanjaro. But for now, this shall probably suffice. Okay, so, a little note that we have here in the aircraft. Dear fellow pilots, thank you for supporting us in this early access. Okay, well, I'm gonna take that note away because, well... Alright, so that's the version we currently have. I'm going to remove the version sticker here because, well, it's obviously not realistic having that in the cockpit. So then let's go for our standard operating procedures. So flight check, emergency equipment check, maintenance status check, GPU switch is out, APU generator in, batteries 1 and 2 off, fuel pumps, where are they again? Here, auto. Okay, emergency light is off, windshield wipers off, hydraulic system 1, 2 and 3B electric switches, all auto, electric pump A off, landing gear lever down, power plant stop switches, stop, speed brake lever closed, thrust lever idle, then batteries 1 and 2. Are on. Okay, gotta wait for the displays to power up. Here we go. So, the slat and flap lever agrees with the surface position. Fire extinguisher panel. I do believe that is up here. Is checked, and electrical power and air conditioning established. So we'll start turning the ground power on. And then what's the current outside air temperature? I bet it's probably going to be rather warm here, seeing that we're in Africa. Well, we're going to find out in a few moments, so... In the meantime, let's go for our flight details. We can import our SimBrief flight plan over here. So, Nairobi to Kilimanjaro. Imported, thank you. A little bit of a departure delay here, do bear with me for that. Okay, so that is going to be our setup. Let's go into the departure part then. So fuel 3000, well, I tell you what, we're gonna make that 4000 kilos of fuel over here that we will take, and the load is just going to stay this way. 5,600 on the upper, 2,400 on the lower. That adds up to the 8,000 that I asked for in SimBrief. Okay, so that is quite okay. Let's go ahead and start with a real-time loading of the aircraft over here. Let's see. Fuel is quite a bit down, but I do have a feeling that they are going to do a real-time refueling now, so let's see about that. Okay, well then. Back to the ground menu. Definitely gonna open those doors again for when they are loading us up, so... Okay, here we go. Loading is indeed in progress. Excellent. Great, then. Current wind is about 190 at 925, 1024. Well, first of all, I'll tell you what. With 25 degrees out here, definitely going to start the APU. In order to get some air conditioning going. Otherwise, it's just gonna get too hot. Talk about too hot, by the way. If we do go to the environmental control system... Okay, looks like right now it's just not simulated yet, but that's fine. I thought it was about time to start looking into a couple of the details of the Embraer, but, well, they are making progress. Okay, so the APU is now running. Air conditioning system is working, and we can actually hear it come online. That's pretty nice. So, then let's make a couple calculations here. With that wind, certainly going to go for runway 24. It is a dry runway, and, well, if I can calculate the other runway as well, why not? Flaps, probably going to be in 2 for the takeoff, as it is hot and high. So, hit calculate on that, and then let's go for the loading manifest. We'll keep it at that for now. So let's go ahead and do the rest of our cockpit setup. So air conditioning is now on. If we quickly scan through this. Emergency lights go on. APU is running. Excellent. Nav lights are going on. And all that good stuff can remain exactly where it is. Okay, we'll deal with the FCU, or whatever it's correctly called, on the Embraer a little bit later. QNH has automatically been set. Auto brake RTO. And that's mostly it. Well then, let's go for the FMS. So we'll start with the flight plan. And we have the 1st of June, the database is active. That's the old database, don't need that, but it's not active anyway. That is good. Okay, route, and then let's see. Echo Mike Bravo 190. I believe that's the flight number I used. So, origin is correct. Destination HGKJ. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, I think this is how to request it. It's been a little while since I used the airplane. So, flight plan received. That's excellent. Then we can go departure, runway 24. And we are going via Evatu. I'm just trying to find it on here. I do believe it's located here somewhere. Flight details. Here it is. Yeah, Evatu 1 uniform departure. And that is right over here. Okay, apply that. And then arrival, runway 27. Do we really want to fly VOR approach? Yeah, why not? So VOR Zulu runway 27. Let's have a look at the charts real quick. So HTKJ is going to be our destination. Loading. Come on. Maybe if we open another tab, maybe that goes quicker. It does. No comment on that. Okay, so let's see. Evato arrivals. Leading us down towards Ufgear. Well, I'll tell you what. Runway 27 might... What's the wind gonna be like? Can we request destination weather somewhere? I think only departure, huh? Okay, well. In that case, a quick look at my flight plan directly in SimBrief does tell me that we're looking at 07084, so it's actually going to be runway 09 over there. So we just got to reselect this stuff over here. So runway 09, that's looking better. ILS Zulu, Ufgear, and which arrival is it? Evato 2 Alpha. Here we go, that's looking much better. Alright, so that stuff is now in. Quick look at the flight plan itself to verify the actual procedure. So let's go ahead and grab our charts. We are departing HKJK. Gonna get ourselves parking stands. Well, the airport chart is just going to do because apron 2 isn't all that big where we are parking. Okay, and then we'll try that one more time. And this time we take the sit chart for our Evato 1 uniform. Here it is. Okay, so quick look at the procedure itself. Turn left, intercept November Victor radial 207 towards Evato. So, 207 radial towards Evato. Easy as that. What does that look like in the plan mode? You could scroll through that somehow, could you? Well, doesn't matter. We know this is more or less correct. So, happy with that. Okay then, let's go to the performance, please. Performance initialization. We'll keep that good stuff as it is. Takeoff and landing fuel. So, got 4,000 kilos on the takeoff. And do we have landing fuel somewhere in here? Doesn't look like it to me, so if I just look at my electronic flight bag in the real world, then we are scheduled to burn 1,100 kilos, so 2,900 kilo arrival fuel. Okay, fuel reserve 30 minute is good. Then next one, cruising altitude. We are planned in... We have that in here somewhere. 26,000, here it is. So the winds, we can basically take them calm because there is not all that much happening right now. Zero fuel weight, let's see, that gotta be on the manifest I suppose. 35,452. Okay, we can keep that stuff, and the gross weight is then at almost 40. CG, do we have that anywhere in here? Yeah, CG 11.2 for the takeoff, zero fuel 13.4. This is takeoff, so 11.2. Okay, I cannot enter that it seems. That's fine. Okay then, next page, well... Suppose we just keep all of this at econ. Cost index is grayed out, so we cannot enter that. Unfortunate, but okay. So, for our takeoff itself then, let's see what we have here. Runway 24, accelerator in 1,000 above ground. Do we get any... Flex temperature? 26, flex off. Okay, so... They actually go without flags. Gonna turn that off. And they want us to do takeoff 1. So that's what is selected up here. Okay. Excellent. So we are going to enter that. Then FMS takeoff. Flaps. We wanted to do flaps 2 takeoff, we said. Takeoff CG, takeoff temperature. Well, 15 is incorrect. This should be 26 degrees centigrade. But we cannot enter that, it seems. Okay. Well, then let's go for the takeoff page itself. Or is there anything missing? Oh yeah, the wind. And the wind was over here on the departure page, 19089. So 6 knots head, 6 knots cross, runway slope, we'll take all of this good stuff. This is looking good. Okay, so 22, 27, 35. And if we compare that with our manifest, 22, 27, 43. Good that we can change that. So 22, 27, 43. Okay, looking good. Quick look at the climb page then, 270.73. That's okay with me. Transition altitude 18,000, I don't think so. Let's see, charts, transition altitude 9,000. It's probably not taking that from a database yet. I hope with a custom FMC they can do that stuff. Okay, 250 below 100 and 270.73 is looking good. Excellent, so we'll take it like that. Okay then, so I do believe that should be all we need for the FMS setup. So, look at the map then. Toga is selected, LNAV is armed. Initial climb, we will just go to cruising altitude straight away. Because why not? So 26,000 is selected. Okay, so speed control is on FMS. That is new. They have added that. Very good. Well, and I do believe that that is all we need to do for our setup for now. So, well, good to go. So then, GSX, you can prepare the position for pushback and departure, please. Let's see, APU is running anyway, so GPU can go out. What do we have here? APU bleed valve open, steering off, yaw damper off. That's okay. Alright then, so our loading should be finished. It is. Okay, they say QNH 1022 right now. In that case, okay, set QNH. Here we go, QNH 1022 crosscheck, reading 5,320. And a quick look at the chart tells me that that is correct. Okay, excellent. So, B4 start checklist, please. Pre-flight check is complete. Fuel quantity, 3,980 kilograms checked. MCDU set. Crew oxygen. Where are those masks? Here they are. Not implemented. Altimeters, 1022 set and cross-checked. Flight instruments set, passenger signs to go. Okay, so let's go ahead and close the doors, and then we can go. GPU can go. So, park and brake is set. Okay, so pushback nose left. It's looking good. Excellent. So with that, we are pretty much ready to go. Okay, takeoff briefing then. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 24, flaps 2, noise abatement procedure number 2, and we have takeoff speeds of 122, 127, 143. It's a high elevation airport, so tail strike, a little bit of a thing there, also rather warm temperatures. So we are going to pay close attention to that. Rotate not above 10 degrees till the airplane is safely airborne. Apart from that, we are going to use full automation. We'll be a little bit careful with the automation, see how it's going to behave, but in general, this should be it. Okay, any questions? Nope? Excellent. Then let's do the checklist below the line, please. So that stuff's going on. Beacon is going on. Okay then, before start checklist below the line. Seatbelt shoulder harness checked. Takeoff performance set. Auto brake, RTO, trim. Let's see real quick. Do we get any trim setting in here anywhere? Manifest most likely. Trim 2.2. Okay, trim set and centered. So, beacon on transponder. Good call. Transponder on. And park and brake to go. Before start checklist complete. Ground from cockpit. Actually, where is the button? Pretty sure we should be able to do that somewhere here. Yeah, ramp, most likely, huh? Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Ground from cockpit, go ahead. So, push approved. Pushback approved, parking brake is released. Don't need to tell them any facing or anything over here, because this is a one-way apron. Okay, and off we go. So we're on the way. Let's see how the aircraft is going to behave. My first impression here from our pre-flight procedures is that you definitely see that they continued the trend that we established in our last video here. The aircraft is making good progress. Now, I'm really waiting for that custom FMC because that's still not there. However, they are adding new features also to the FMC, which I guess we can kinda count as custom. The one big thing, of course, is going to be the navigation. So that is still default Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it still doesn't have constraints and stuff like that. But apart from that, it looks like they have done some good amount of work there. That's at least my first impression from the pre-flight. Let's see how the engine start is going to go. So, start sequence will be 1 then 2. Engine 1 start. Listen to how the packs went off there. Let's have a quick look. ECS. Yeah, APU is feeding the engine starters right now. Very nice. Oh, what's that? The bleed is coming on again. Yeah. Well, that might be a little bit early right now. N1 is not even turning yet. And we already have the engine feed bleed air to the packs. Might be a little bit early. I mean, that should be an easy fix, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, pushback complete, set park and brake. Park and brake set. Engine 2 start. Well, we should keep this open until the engine has finished the start, of course. So, once again, full power going to the starter. Hydraulic pump 3A not on, that's okay. We are going to turn it on as part of the after start procedure. Okay, we've got 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect. Show me the clear signal on the right hand side with a pin and have a wonderful day, please. Bye now. Okay, so there she is, and she's holding a pin. Wonderful. So, flight control track. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral, and the rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Okay, after start checklists. Flaps. 2. APU off. Hydraulic system 3A electric pump on. Flight controls checked. After start checklist complete. So clear on the left side. Clear on the right side. So nose and side lights are on. Parking brake is off. Okay, so we're located down here in apron 2, and we're going to taxi all the way straight ahead via Golf to intersection Lima. And I don't think we'll need a backtrack, but we'll see about it then. Brake check. Working just about fine. So, in case you're wondering, if you've seen my earlier videos, you will remember that I said that the Embraers would normally taxi on idle thrust. However, keep in mind, we're located at 5,300 feet elevation in pretty warm temperatures. So, I'm not surprised at all that we do need a little bit of thrust over here in order to get the aircraft going. Indeed, I would say that that is pretty normal. Okay, dash 8, crossing left, right. Such a nice looking airplane, both inside and out. I'm really hoping that FlightSimStudio is going to take this up to a good level. I mean, I would really love for this aircraft to become, you know, excellent. And they are definitely showing the signs of getting there by now. In my opinion, might have been a little bit unfortunate that it was released a year and a half ago. By then it definitely was not ready, but by now they are really showing the signs of progress. And that's really nice. That is really, really nice. The plane is holding potential, we can see that. We just really have to hope that they are going to develop it all the way to completion. Okay, let's see. Back to idle thrust. Let's see how the plane is going to behave here. I have a feeling we're going slightly upwards, so if it's losing a bit of speed, I would not be surprised. On the other hand side, if it's maintaining it, I would not really be surprised either. Yeah, it's losing a tiny bit of speed. That's right. That's not too much of a problem here. Now, personally, I can only give my experience from flying at high altitude airports in the A330, and, well, the 330 doesn't show too much of a difference in taxi behavior, but it has a huge idle thrust as well, so it starts rolling on its own anyway, regardless if you're located at sea level or in 5,500 feet. Okay then, let's confirm the takeoff briefing. It's going to be a left seat takeoff on runway 24, flaps 2, noise abatement, procedure number 2. Takeoff speeds 122, 127, 143, and the SID is taking us straight ahead, and then a left turn to intercept the radial 207 outbound Bravo Victor. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Apart from that, I have nothing special. The weather is good, there is no high terrain that we cannot see, so terrain is not going to be a factor for us. Well, and that's it. Any questions? No? Excellent. So, before takeoff checklist, please. Cabin, secured. Takeoff data, reviewed. ICAS, checked. Brake temperature. Let's just see where that is located once again. That's oil temperature down here. Let's see, system status, maybe? You can see it's been a little while since I used this. I could imagine that stuff on system config, no. Maintenance, no. Anti-ice, no. Maybe flight control? Not really. Okay, well. It must be fine. We did literally not use the brakes, so brake temperature must be good. If you guys know where to find it, do put it in the comments below, please. Okay, so brake temperature checked. Takeoff config. Well, we'll drive the turn first, then we'll do the config second. So speed down 10 knots for the turn. Here we go. Okay, takeoff config.
Takeoff okay.
Is checked. Before takeoff checklist complete. All we're waiting for now is the lights. Well, let's go map. Settings. TCAS can go on over here. Vertical profile as well. We'll take weather on my side. And you can take the terrain on yours, please. Okay, so transponder is on TARA. So, clear on the approach. We will take the intersection. I'm not going to do a complete backtrack here. It's like 2,400 meters available, so that is definitely going to be fine for us. So, lights on, heads-up displays coming down. Okay, heading buck is matched as well. So then I'd say we are pretty much ready to go. So straight ahead, intercept the course on here. That's looking pretty much good as it is. Well, if you are ready, so am I. In that case, take off. Auto thrust is armed. Set thrust. Thrust set. Pretty quick rotation there. Okay, positive climb. Gear up. Flight director, we are not going to go right. You can forget about that, my friend. Instead, we gotta go left. The flight director is showing incorrect down there. This is better. Okay, level change has engaged. So, flaps 1. And flaps up. I'm just following the flight director up here right now. And, well, what can I say? It's working pretty well. I'm surprised. It is working. So, accelerating towards 250. So now that we have a little bit of automation in this aircraft, I have to say it's quite a bit of fun to hand fly it. I'm positively surprised. I certainly am. Okay, let's just go manual speed control for a moment. Because I want to maintain the 250 until we're a little bit higher. Remember, we're at 5,000 feet elevation here, so we don't really want to accelerate to en route climb speed at just 5,000 AGL, do we? Autopilot on. And the autopilot has taken over. Pretty smooth engagement. Okay, set standard. Standard cross-check passing flight level 122 now. Checked. After takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, APU off, slats flaps up, after takeoff checklist complete. Okay, this was quite a bit of fun. It really was. The plane is doing what it's supposed to do. Pretty nice. The sounds have become rather good as well, have they? I do like what I am listening to right now. Okay, so climb page. Reaching 15,000, we'll put it back into FMS control, accelerating to en route climb 270. Now I am wondering if we can modify this. Let's say I want 300 / 0.73. Yeah, that works. This is nice. Can we adjust the speed limit as well? Say 250 / 15,000. Yes. Okay, I gotta add, this is quite cool. It still doesn't have the predictions on here, but we can modify a lot of the FMS controls. Okay, so lights going off, seatbelts, well, It's not like we have any passengers on board, because we're flying a freighter, but it's pretty cool nonetheless, isn't it? Okay, let's take a quick moment then, as we have a little bit of time right now, to go ahead and have another look into the cabin back there. So, first of all, we cannot open the cockpit door here. This is kind of what I tried on the ground, but without power it didn't work. But down here we do have the cockpit door controls. And well, if we simply click the unlock button here, they do open. Quite a difference in the sound. So what do we have back here? Well, we do have a galley, of course. Any freighter needs a galley. Without coffee, these things are not going anywhere. And then over here, there are click spots here, but there is nothing happening when I click on it. The panel light test is working. Well, ain't gonna click the cargo door controls in the air, but we have to try that on the ground. I have a feeling they are going to implement this stuff. It's not there yet, but I have a feeling they will. Which would be pretty cool. Okay, so apart from that, this is what the entire galley part of the aircraft looks like. A little bit of emergency equipment in here, of course. And then we have our cargo compartment. Looks like we are not that fully loaded. And we can only move... Oh, yeah, there are a couple of invisible walls in here. Oh, hello. Empty. Okay, there are a couple of invisible walls here on the side, but in the middle you can walk. Okay. Well then, back into the flight deck. Lock it up. Can we reset those calls here somehow? I don't think we can, huh? Okay, so be it. I can live with that. In any case, pretty cool to see that they have worked on this stuff. The plane is certainly making progress. Without any doubt. Nice rate of climb here, 1700 feet a minute. Wondering if we should get an indication for that. Oh yeah, we do, in the head-up display. Down here it is. Okay, so that is quite cool indeed. That stuff is working. Now, literally all we need is the custom lateral navigation, and well, we'll have to see about vertical navigation there. If the plane is going to have VNAV in the descent. I don't think it has yet, but might be wrong. I'll be happy to be proven wrong. So let's climb it up to cruise level and then we'll see about our descent. One thing I do see on the planning here is distance to destination, 87 miles, 28 minutes. Well, we'll have to see about the 28 minutes. That does not really sound very correct. Well, it might be, but 86 miles, 440 knots, true airspeed. Well, ground speed 430, so 400 knots is roughly 5... a little bit more. It's like 6 miles a minute. So looking at this distance, the 27 minutes seem a little bit high. On the other hand side, of course, we will have to slow down again in the descent and stuff like that, so we'll have to see. Okay, approaching. Speed, vertical speed, 1000 to go. It lost a little bit too much thrust here. Apart from that though, I do remember in earlier versions the vertical speed did not want to adjust at all, so nice to see that that stuff is working. Alright then, looking outside the window, there it is, Mount Kilimanjaro. So our destination is around about over there. We could do a visual approach. I know where the airport is. It's just over there. Well, ain't gonna do a visual though. We want to see how the airplane is going to fly itself. So, about to reach Evato, then we're going to do the left-hand turn. Got to be a little bit careful in case of a rapid decompression right now. Altitude capture. Because of all the mountains that we have here, the MSA in this part of the world is up to 26,000 feet, close to Mount Kilimanjaro. So, a little bit careful there. Also, all those mountains over here, they likely all go above 10,000. Okay, we cannot click the VNAV button, so we have to deal with level change for now. But here we are. We've reached our cruising altitude, slowing down to the planned cruising speed. Yeah, 270 or Mach 0.74, so it is going for 270. That's fine. No predictions or anything in here yet. So to me it looks like they implemented the automatic speed control, which is nice. It's making progress, if you know what I mean. It's making progress. They've implemented that stuff, but of course that's not the same as VNAV, but you get where I'm going with that. So let's see. Earlier when it couldn't load the charts, we just had to open a second tab. Here we go. That gotta be a bug. Well, fine for me. We know how to get it to work, so we know our workaround. Okay, runway 09, ILS Zulu approach. And last but not least, we also need a taxi chart. Here we are. Okay. So, a couple of vertical things then. Waypoint 804 above level 120. And UFGAR max 230 at 9,000. So, if we have a look into the approach chart itself, elevation is about 3,000 feet down there. Minimum Cat Charlie aircraft 3,250. Let's see how quickly or not we can dial that one in. Well, this is okay in terms of speed. It does take a little while to dial in, but not too long. So, 3,250, here we are. And we are now about 60 miles out. Well, taking into account that we just have to descend 23,000, I tend to say we can already start going down again, can we? So altitude down to about 10,000, level change, down we go. Fasten belts on. So managed descent speed is 270, that equals what we have set up earlier. We'll set auto brakes low, and well, that's quite a steep angle going down here. Increase towards 280. Oh yeah, because 280 is actually set. Okay, that's fine. And let's just do an experiment. 250 at 13,000. Transition level. Let's see. 110 as per the chart. Okay. So landing flaps 5 is looking good. So fixed speed or green dot. Well, let's take green dot over here. I mean, we could of course just take fixed. No, I want to see the automatics. Let's do green dot. So, landing initialization. Runway heading. Let's see, 088. Landing temperature. Well, I don't think we can get that from here, so I will just do a quick trick and Google it. So it's currently 23 degrees. And that is centigrade, of course. Wind 170 at 5. Type of approach, non-precision or Cat 1. Landing flaps full. Looking good to me. Okay, and here is our speeds filled in. Awesome. Okay, let's see. 46 miles to run. We gotta lose 16,000, so we are almost good. I mean, we're descending almost twice as steep as we need to right now, so we are doing well. Just gotta make sure not to run into that mountain over there. I have a feeling that the turn is going to be just behind it. Looking at the approach chart, yeah, we'll fly just around that mountain. That's good. And that's Kilimanjaro right over there. I can tell you one thing. If you ever get the chance, do fly there in the real life. It is really, really a beautiful area to fly to. Do take that chance to go there. Especially because you can charter sightseeing flights over to the mountain down at the airport in Kilimanjaro. Really worth doing. And you know, sometimes rumors are, if you are sitting on a wide body going there for holidays and they have so much traffic that they need to open holdings, yes, that does happen. Rumors are you can do a holding right around the mountain. Of course, nobody ever tried. Okay, so initially, you gotta stop the descent at level 120, by the way. Should probably take that in account. So let's see if the airplane is going to decelerate automatically at level 130, as we've entered it in the FMS. Certainly going to be interesting to watch. In the meantime, we'll just put the descent page up over here. Yeah. Speed reduction taking place about 1,300 feet above the altitude where we need to have our speed, so that's quite good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Oh, and by the way, this is looking pretty cool, isn't it? I really like this view. Especially the terrain outside here. Well, also the aircraft, of course. And yes, I did just say I like the aircraft. I think this is the first time on the channel. Okay, so 10,000 above the ground, lights are coming on. Our cockpit light is coming on as well. And we're passing the 120 restriction, so next down is going to be 9,000. Here we go, set. Okay, set QNH. QNH 1023 cross-check passing 12,300. Now, checked. Okay, descent checklist, please. Lights and seatbelt signs on, altimeter set, landing data reviewed, auto brake low, seatbelt and shoulder harness checked, approach briefing complete, descent checklist complete. Man, look at that. Pretty, isn't it? I want to try one thing. If I go to the flight plan page now, if I just try to enter a speed restriction. No, it's not taking those. Okay. That's fine. 1,000 to go. Speed, vertical speed. Well, in that case, we'll just go manual speed here. 230. So, Aufgabe max 230 above 9,000 is looking good. And then from there we are going to start our descent on the approach. So overall this is looking quite okay. Altitude capture. Tell you what, we got 22 miles to fly. Activate approach speed, please. And we'll go back down towards managed. Now, in case you're wondering what that long thing is over here, that's our speed deviation from the target speed. Now, if the Embraer HUD works like any other HUD, it should limit at 15 knots maximum and just not go to eternity. But apart from that, pretty nice to have that stuff here. The arrow down here is our energy indicator. Since we are decelerating, we do see the arrow is below the wing of our flight path symbol. Okay, so next altitude 6,000, level change. So, 6.5 DME in 5,000. We might have to help the plane a little bit then. Well, down there, 5,000 means we gotta lose 4,000 feet. Nah, I think we're good. Don't need to help it. So, runway in sight. So, Fox India, that's where we gotta be in, that's where we gotta be in 5,000. 6,000 above at Kilo Juliet 801, which is not going to be too much of a problem. But let's go selected speed here, maintain 170 or something. Let's not make it too slow. Well then, heading hold, V-lock. And of course it did not tune the ILS automatically. 110.9, let's quickly do that ourselves. I have to say, kinda expected that. That's why I just switched over a little bit earlier here. Let's call it that way. Okay, so runway track is 088 and 088 is set. Localizer capture. Slightly above the glide slope shouldn't be a problem if the scale is working correctly. So Fox India in 5,000. That means we gotta lose 3,000 feet. Well, let's help the plane a little bit. Half speed brake. Speed brake lever disagree. Why is that? Speed brake's not coming out. Probably some automatic protection here. Flaps 1. Okay, here they come. Can we get the speed brake out now? Nope. Flaps 2. I guess it's probably not extending the speed brake because we would be too close to the buffet. At least that's what I would kind of expect. Okay then, down to 5,000. Well, I'll tell you what, if we can't get the speed brake, then don't mess with it. Gear down. Certainly rather high right now. We have a DME somewhere. Here it is, 7 miles. So we're about 1,000 feet high at the moment. Okay, flaps 3. Put the altitude down to about 1,000 above the field. Okay, looking at this, we can catch the profile. Can we get a speed brake now? No. Okay. Well, flaps 4. We'll just have to force capture it here. Okay, back to FMS speed control. And flaps 5. Before landing checklist. Landing gear is down 3 green, flaps 5 set, landing light on before landing checklist complete. Okay, autopilot off, auto thrust off. The glide slope is definitely not working correctly.
1,000.
Checked. Well, we have visual, so stable gate is going to be 500. Go around altitude 9,000 is set. Okay, and we are stable.
400. 300. Approaching minimums.
Checked.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Oh, we touched down at 20. Interesting. Okay, so spoilers, reverse green. Well, that is a little bit excessive. Manual brakes. That's a little bit very excessive braking there. But well, welcome to Kilimanjaro, I guess. So, lights going off, flaps up, trim 4 units and centered, and APU. I'm delaying the APU start a little bit. So obviously we still have to taxi in. Okay, well, so we made it all the way down. That's quite good. We'll go over some detailed feedback as soon as we have, as soon as we've reached the gate. But the first thing I can say is these 28 minutes of flight time have been surprisingly positive. So we don't need the heads-up display anymore over here. We'll start the APU as soon as we enter the apron over here. And we're going to park right in the corner in front of these vehicles over there. I couldn't find any dedicated cargo apron here in Kilimanjaro, so probably simply because there is none. Oh, interesting things on the FMS down there. Well, ain't gonna care too much. Okay, so APU control going on, and the APU is starting. Last gate then, parking right over there, and that's gonna be it. Okay, the left side is clear, right side's clear. Lights going off, and we should probably also turn the weather radar off. Oh, it went off automatically. Even nicer. Okay. So, APU is running. The brake is certainly more effective than I thought. Okay, so plug and brake set, then we can do the shutdown checklist. Transponder off, brake set. So APU is running, APU generator is in, engines off. There's an interesting jump in the N1 there. Okay, hydraulic pump 3A is off, and according to the checklist that's it already. I do, however, have a feeling we need to turn off the beacon and the belts. But we are going to keep the APU for air conditioning, because otherwise it is quickly going to get pretty hot in here. So, we wanted to see if we can actually control the cargo doors through the panel in the cabin. Here it is. Neat! That's a good idea. And can we... Yeah, look at that. We can even open the door. Okay, well that is pretty cool. I gotta say, this is pretty cool. Alright guys, so, FlightSimStudio Embraer 190 Freighter. Oh man, I parked much too short. Okay, well that's fine. I'm happy with that. So, what can I say then? Well, overall, I am very positively surprised. They made some good progress with the aircraft. And I do have to say that there are a couple more things they need to add, like the custom navigation and vertical navigation. It's really about time we get that kind of stuff. Vertical situation display later as well then. But apart from those things, they've really made some good progress on the Embraer, and I can certainly see it become a nice aircraft now. Now, based on my experience beta testing other products, I'd say we we gotta give it like half a year or something. But I could imagine that maybe this thing is gonna become quite a nice Christmas present at some time. It's certainly coming together nicely and making some good progress here. Things are being implemented, they are still working on it. That's really a point to comment here as well. Like a year and a half ago when it first released, well, it was not really ready, but by now, I would say by now it's reached a state where we can say that, yeah, this thing starts to come together as a good aircraft. Well, and I think that is the feedback I can give over here. Would I recommend to buy it right now? Well, up to you. I mean, right now I would probably still not recommend to fly it on VATSIM, just because it's still missing a lot of LNAV and VNAV capabilities, which most flight simmers tend to rely on. But I would certainly say that it is showing the potential to become a good aircraft, so I think this is the first time where I would say, like, yeah, if you're interested in early access and stuff like that, then maybe give this one a chance. It's definitely not complete yet, but you can start all the good traits of the aircraft, you can start seeing all those good traits of the aircraft coming together. And that's probably the verdict of this video. So, you've seen the limitations, you've seen what the plane can do and what it cannot do. So, well, if you're happy with what it can do at the moment, probably for the first time on this channel, yeah, you can give this a try. You can buy the early access and see if you like it recommendation. Alrighty, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, everyone. I do hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'm very much looking forward to your feedback. And with that, I would like to say thank you for watching. See you all again on the next one. As always, like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what I'm doing, then I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and see you all again on the next one.